Well, team, welcome back to Next Level JJ, and it is the weekend of the Japanese Grand Prix. Hey, look, I hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining in. I thought, look, it is one of the all-time great Formula One races this weekend at one of the best tracks in the world, and so I had to put together a little stream for us to have a bit of a go. Now, for those of you that might not know, it is the Japanese Grand Prix Formula One this weekend, and the track that they race at is called Suzuka. Legendary track has existed for a very long time, and so what I thought we'd do is we would start today by going back. Now, for those who go, I just want to see racing, I don't want to have a history lesson, we're going to keep it bite-sized, but basically what we're going to do is we're going to go all the way back to 1987 and drive the first car that was first in qualifying, and then we're going to go to V12, V10 V8, and then we'll have a little bit of fun with the latest version of the V6 hybrid Mercedes-Benz. So should be a lot of fun. But look, importantly, quickly, if you want to learn more about me, our channel, the community that we're growing, if you want to see how you can support me or find out what other games I play, don't be shy, head over to nextleveljj.com. Everything you need to know is there. And then, of course, just as importantly, we've got the wonderful Stream Beats by Harris Heller, just playing the cool tunes. Right now we're listening to the Ignition album, which I guess kind of works well considering we're driving cars today. But yeah, definitely go check them out. They're on Spotify. Link will be in the description. Now, speaking of links, you'll see beautifully behind me right now a stunning McLaren. I think that's the MP4-6, one of the all-time greats. We're playing Assetto Corsa today, not Assetto Corsa Evo. We're playing the OG Assetto Corsa. Why? It's got a stunning modding community, and so every car that I'm driving today is firstly free, fairly easy to install. You just need Assetto Corsa and you're away laughing. So I've put links in the descriptions depending on what platform you're watching. If you don't see the links, head over to YouTube or head over to Rumble and you'll have those links in there, and that's for all the cars I'm going to be driving today. Definitely go and support the community and the modders that have created these wonderful skins. Okay, so shall we quickly talk Suzuka? So Suzuka is not the original track that the Formula One Grand Prix raced at. So there's a few amazing historical Japanese tracks. But in 1987, Suzuka officially had their first sanctioned, I guess, Formula One race, as it may. But a bit of information. So obviously Suzuka is in Japan. All right. It's a 5.8 kilometer long circuit. And it was originally a Honda test track. So just what they wanted to do their own testing on, but obviously they had created such a brilliant track that it just made its way into Formula One, and now it's one of the stalwarts. Of course, there's also Fuji Raceway, which I believe was the first one ever. Don't quote me on that. Now, let me just be clear. I've done my own research here, and every time I AI'd, AI told me wrong information. So I had to go deep to try and find the real facts here, but it can still be wrong. And if it's wrong, I'd love to hear from you. Head down in the comments, say, dude, it's not the first or whatever. I put this together quickly just to have a bit of fun. I'd love to hear from you. And also, if you're enjoying this style of content, you enjoy a bit of a quick history lesson about a track and some of the cars that raced there over the years, let me know. I'd love to hear from you. I will do more of this. So, what are we going to do? I'm going to talk about quickly the cars that we're going to look at today. Then I'm going to drive one of them, and then we'll focus on each of them a little bit more individually, just so it's not just all talk and no racing. And so, first up, the Ferrari F187. So, of course, named Formula One and the 1987 model. Now, this car was a V12. All right. So, sorry, a V6. I got that one wrong already. This is the first car that qualified in first place, and it was a V6 turbo manual. It's the next car that I'm going to drive, which is a V12. So this was a Ferrari, and the first person to qualify this in first place was Gerhard Berger. Now, if you want to take it from me, anybody with the last name Berger is awesome. If it's B-E-R-G-E-R or B-E-R-G-R, all shout outs to the burgers. But so back in the days, these cars were manual. They were just massively fast. They were already very aerodynamic, but the V6 turbos were known as just these monstrously powerful engines that just had so much boost. So shall we, I think, quickly jump in here and have a look at what this car looks like. So I will quickly do a 360 view for us. Just waiting for it to fire up there. Beautiful. And will it pop up? See, there's a bit of a problem sometimes with the Assetto Corsa not popping up in preview. Let me just see there. No, she doesn't want to play along. Okay, hang on. I might have a solution here. No, I don't. Hang on. I will try. Hang on. This, of course, wasn't part of the script. So let me just do this. Okay. And what I'm going to do is add... Can I do this? Can I do this? Can I do this? Yes, I might. Oh, but then it... Oh, come on. Don't be like that. Hang on. I might have it fixed. Let's just give it a go. Okay, there we go. A little bit of that. So, there we go. Cool. Okay, so there we go. There is the Ferrari. So as you can see, you know, just stunningly simple. Back in those days, they didn't have this hardcore aero flicks and stuff like that. They just had simple setups. Okay, so why don't we immediately get out of that, and why don't we get into that car, shall we? Now, the plan is simple. All I'm going to do is do a little bit of just driving around and just getting used to it. So an out lap, a warm-up lap, and then a time lap. Let's see how quickly we can do. There's no goals here, people. It's just to have a bit of fun and just see how far we can push it. Okay, there we go, and we're good. All come down there for the feet as well, so we can have a bit of fun with that too. Okay, now this car is a weapon. It is an absolute weapon. It's purely going to spin everything up, and so we will see how we do with it. Okay. There we go. We're in it. We're in it to win it. Now, of course, I'm dead central, so you won't be able to see the speed that I'm doing. Oh, hang on. No, you can see the speed. All right. So we got tire temp up there. We got timer down there. Now, just a reminder here, team, these are free models, okay? You can go and download them for free, and so they might not necessarily be the best. They might be ones that you pay for that have better quality, but look, it's for a bit of fun, so shall we? Yes, and so it is manual, so I'm using that third pedal. Okay, now I haven't really driven these, so it'll be good to see how hard they are. The legendary, this is probably one of the most famous sections in Formula One. How's that volume? Yeah, that's looking good. Okay, now we're coming up to Degner 1 and 2. As far as I understand, it was named after a motorcycle rider that had a big moment there. Now, there's no ABS, so you'll see that wheel locks up if I... There we go, we got this big hairpin, very tricky to get the power down. How's the tire temperature? Tires are still cold, so we'll just get into it. This is the spoon curve. One of the hardest turns in my mind to get right, and you have to because it leads onto the big straight. This corner should be flat. Let's see if it is. Oh, she almost let go there. Tires are still cold, I guess. You can drive it flat when the tires are warm. Okay, so here we go. Now we will warm up our tires this lap. Right, warm up. Watch that speed go. 200, 240, 260, 270, 280. Okay. And remember, this was a turbocharged car as well, so the boost is low down. It wasn't as high revving as the sort of more modern V12s, V10s. All the power's down low, so it's dangerous. You apply the throttle very smoothly. See it spin up there? Oof. Going through the gears of this is fun, but I can promise you, I heard the next car coming up. She's a goodie. Okay, let's see if the tires are warm enough now to do this flat. Oh, no, no, no. I should not have done that. Ah, I saved it though. I tell you what, the colors of stuff that would have come out, it's that speed making that mistake. Woo, okay, cool. But now we know that corner, even with warmer tires, is not the strat. Whoa. Okay, tires were dirty. That was foolish. Okay, cool. What we'll do is what they accused Ayrton Senna of that he should have done, is driven in the opposite direction. Nothing to see here. Bellester, or whatever his name was. Okay, so tires are showing red, so I don't know what that means, if it means they're worn out or they're dirty, but anyway, here we go. This will definitely not be a good lap. But we'll have some fun with it anyway. You got to be so patient through the section. You just got to stick it, not clip the curves too much, depending on your suspension. Just be patient on throttle, slowly bleed it in, and just as you get excited, relax it, and then slowly bring it up over this hill, off camber slightly, and then you can open it up a little bit. At least our rear tires are warm. Hayden's braking method, alright, not ideal. Oh, so exciting this. Whoa! And just like that, you blow the engine of a Formula One car. Well, 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 ladies and gentlemen, poof, snap, snap, pop, she be nothing. All right, we will. I just need to warm up those tires a little bit. So I'm going to try and... I'm going to warm them up the unofficial way. This is how they warmed them up back in the day. I can't imagine them taking this long to warm up. I guess they aren't Pirellis. There we go. There we go. They're flickering in color. Great to see that. I guess one of the benefits of a Formula car is you can see when your front wheels lock up and you need to let go of the brakes a little bit. Okay, we'll give it one more lap. We'll give it one more lap. My ass, how to blow your car up. All right, there we go. Well, then that is the end of that car, ladies and gentlemen. I'm generally quite good with manuals, but I guess today is one of those days where all I want to do is blow up a Formula One car. Okay, so again, this is, experimental. We're trying it out, so I'd love to hear your feedback. Do you want me to go into a bit more detail about these cars before we take them out on track, or do you just want to see it on track, have a bit of fun with it, and so forth? Now, our next car, ladies and gentlemen, is a cool one. So I'm just going to quickly get it selected here, which you won't be able to see because for whatever reason, it's like it doesn't allow me to show you the 360 of it. God knows why. Oh, it is beautiful. Okay, so next up, we've got the McLaren MP4-6. Okay, so as you can see there, this car was something of a bit of a legend, especially in the beauty department. And so what happened is Gerhard Berger qualified this on pole in 1991, and so this is the V12 McLaren. So it was a very short difference between the V6 turbos in 87 and then moving into the V12. These are the ones that just screamed for absolute dear hell. Now this car, I guess, is more famous in the hands of Ayrton Senna. So of course, if you've ever been a Formula One fan and a fan of Ayrton Senna, then you would definitely have seen this car. So we'll give it a look in a minute. But this was one of the most legendary cars. It won a lot. And it was one of the reasons why there was a period where McLaren and especially Honda were so dominant in Formula One. Now, Honda's been dominant in Formula One in different periods. Of late, it's been in the hands of Red Bull. Yes, of course, right now with Aston Martin, things aren't going well, but trust me, it was pretty dominant at different points. Very unique car. Now, of course, these are all just LinkedIn things, so don't be shy. Go and check it out. Of course, there are a lot of detailed websites and videos, and if you want to see that kind of stuff, I'm happy to do it. So let me then quickly jump over here, and we'll just quickly show you just a little bit of a view. So as you can see here, this is the McLaren in question. What a beautiful thing, right? Oh, but again, look at how simple it is, team. Look, your head is sitting up here somewhere, right? And so that means that your butt is that high off the ground. You are so close to the ground, and you've literally got an engine and a fuel cell strapped to your back. That's, Formula One these days, it's still the same concept, but back in those days, you were way closer to the action, man. And so, yeah, these cars were amazing. But of course, this was the V12 era, and man, did it make beautiful sounds. So, shall we We shall. But I think, yeah, I think my Assetto Corsa is not happy with me now. Oh, there we go. I found the problem. Now, of course, Assetto Corsa is an old game, and especially when you're doing all of these mods, it can sometimes throw up a wobbly or two, and you work with that. Of course, I've done some streams with the Assetto Corsa Evo. That's been much easier, much simpler, and a lot of much more stable running. But regardless, this is so much fun. Okay, so there we go. As you can see, she's sitting there purring on the start line. And so, yes, a reminder, this is not the Ayrton Senna version. This is the Gerhard Berger one, because that was the one that qualified, and I believe is the fastest qualifying V12 at Suzuka. Okay. Oh, man, it's actually a pity my face is in the way, because... Can I move myself over here? Yeah, just have a look at how cool that dial looks. So, yeah, engine doesn't like that. Ooh. Anyways, we'll put me over there. Battle cam, because yes, ladies and gentlemen, this was still a manual. Are you ready? Oh. No guessing which might be my favorite. Oh, tires are cold. Oh, what it must have sounded like in real life from the outside. I mean, I'm a V10 boy, but oh, this is pretty close. Lots of understeer, cold tires. So I'll try and pay a bit more attention to my gear changes, shall we? It's been a while. Beautiful clouds. Okay, let's see if this one's flat, team. Yeah, it's a lift. Tires are cold. Oh, no, actually, tires are fine. Ooh. Oh, come on. That one I'll blame on a cheap Logitech gear change. Oh. Gives you respect for these drivers. They were doing this manual, that they had to concentrate on heel and toe, which gear they're going to, which gear they were coming from, not upsetting the balance while changing gear. Oh God, out of jail free there. Oh. Here we go. Okay, I'm gonna try this one flat. Early turn. Cheers, cheers. Oh, crap. Whoa, none of them want to go through their flat. None of them want to go through their flap. Okay. I think I can adjust the aerodynamics, but it's just at the last moment she was letting go. That's unfortunate. Now that is a legendary corner called 130R. I do think this car can go through their flap. We'll try the last one. We will try it, definitely. Okay, here we go. Oh, this thing at Monaco. Oh. I would never drive this engine if this was my own car. Oh, but I tell you what, this is worth it, guys. Install this, drive this. Oh, with a manual gearbox, yeah! Okay, let's go. Let's see if she sticks. Yeah, we made it. We made it. We made it. Only just. I tell you what, team, when I become a billionaire, there will be signs. All right, let's jump out of that. Actually, you know what? No. Oh, no, you don't. We come back, and I tell you why. Because this thing has a replay function. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll jump... I'm definitely going to save the replay. All right. Woo. Oh man, how good is that? All right, okay, enough of that. Trust me, I could spend an entire stream just focused on that. But, of course, we want to... yeah, I could probably put the essentials up, I guess. I wasn't showing you what speed and what gear I was, so I will put that in on screen for you to see next one. Okay, so let's get out of here. We'll switch up our cars. Okay, so... Hey, and don't be shy. In the comments, tell me which one is your favorite. Oh, it's gonna be a tough one. That was pretty damn good. But our next car is probably one... No, not probably. I would say bar Mercedes-Benz, the most dominant car of its age. All right? This car broke records. This car did stuff that I think is hard to replicate today. I am, of course, while I'm doing this, trying to make things pop up in the back screen here. And so let's just go back here. So I am, of course, talking about the Ferrari F2004, the one of the most amazing cars ever. It had a V10 engine, sang past 19,000 RPM. I believe some of them went into the 20s. But a key thing to know about this car, team, this car was the last car, or this year was the last year where teams had unlimited testing, which meant that the richest teams could test every day if they wanted to. Now it's highly restricted how much testing you can do. In fact, it's basically just testing at the start of the season, and that's about it. And so Ferrari has their own racetrack in their backyard, literally right next to the factory. So these cars were testing the entire time. I think it was Luca Badoer that was just like, they were testing a new part, and if Luca went, yep, that's good, then Michael would be on it next, and Barrichello, and then if they were happy with that, bang, it's on the car for the next race. And so yeah, it's just insane. But this was a car where the people that worked together on it all clicked at the same time, and so it was, of course, extremely dominant. I think they won like almost all but like 2 or 3 races. There, have a look at that. 20 races, 15 wins, 30 podiums, 12 poles, 14 fastest laps. It just destroyed the competition, and of course, in the hands of the legendary Michael Schumacher, it was amazing. So why don't we quickly just jump over? I'll pause the music there again for a second, and we'll just look at this. Now, unfortunately, hang on, I can. There we go. Look at that. In my eyes, I think it's a beautiful car, but I do think that the McLaren we showed a few seconds ago is the more beautiful classic Formula One car. If I had to choose between the two of them as a car to own, God, that's a tough question. Don't get me wrong, the V12 is amazing, but this car, oof, and its capabilities, I tell you what, it'll be a very tough decision. You know what? I'll just have both. All right, so I think it's time we quit the yapping and do the driving, shall we? So, yeah, this is just so much fun. Now, by the way, I do have the qualifying times. Not that they matter, but if you want to have a look at it next time I do, Michael Schumacher did a 1:28.954. If I hit that, I'd be a freaking amazed. But yes, that was the time that he set at Suzuka. He qualified on pole in 2004 with this car. Okay, so proud of him. Hey, I did click right. Come on. Here is me in the dark void of nothingness. There we go. And there it is. Now, let me stress, there is a better quality version of this that you can pay for. All right? There is also this exact car in Assetto Corsa Evo, and it is modeled to perfection. But this isn't half bad, man. Oh my goodness. Let's kill that Spotify. Italiano, grazie mille. Headphone users, you might want to just turn it down a second. Sorry, you probably can't hear me over this loud noise, but I think it's good news. Now, good news, team. This is the first car that I have with paddle shift, so great to have you join. Do you love Formula One? Remember, tires are cold, so we're just getting around. Ooh, baby. Oh, that quick shift. Yeah, this was in another league, man. We should be able to take it. Yeah, she's good. All right, next turn we'll take it flat out. Ooh. Yeah, of course I remember. How you doing, man? Oh, you idiot. That was just me being stupid. I was surprised that it understeered there, to be fair. Look at that speed, man. That's insane. Man, the low end speed you can carry is insane. Flat out, man. This thing is so much downforce. It's beautiful. Into spoon, nice and slow. It's kind of like an apex. It's one long corner. Yeah, man. I remember that. The subway, bro. Okay, can we do it flat? Here we go. Yes, we can. I shouldn't clip that curve, though, and then... Whoa! So what's your favorite Formula One car, dude? Woo! 300, much faster. This car is so nice to drive. Bit slow through that. Nice, bit tidy. Whew. Yeah, what do you think, RD? You like the F2004? Wait, I did not want to spin. No! That was drifting it, man. How's the tires? Yeah, they're right. Here we go. Easy. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Always RB19. Dude, are you kidding me? So the reason why I'm saying are you kidding me is because I actually wanted to have Sebastian Vettel's RB, is it the RB21 or the RB19, that it's got that white color to it. But I've got good news for you. We've got the RB7 coming up next. But let's quickly just jump to here. Just do that. It sounds even better, and here we go. Hey, Tokyo Drift, man. But that's Suzuka. Let's listen to this thing come down the gears. Sorry. It makes me emotional. This is heaven. Oof. Yep. All right, everybody, say goodbye to the F2004. I know. I want to just... I've done an entire stream basically just driving that car, so you go check it out if you want to on my YouTube channel. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so now we move from the V10s, which is, I guess, by most people's sort of agreement, the best sounding cars. Though those V12s, they were pretty freaking awesome too. Great save, dude. Yeah, I wish I had kept my throttle in, because then I could have properly drifted it. But yep, hey, I mean, again, we're not dialing in these cars, we're just having a wee bit of fun, eh? Okay, so what is next on our journey? So as I said, the shirt's gonna give it away, right? I'm going to wear a Red Bull shirt because I'm a Red Bull fan. But next up, we are looking at the RB7. Of course, this is a period where Adrian Newey, Sebastian Vettel, and I think this was Mark Webber as well with him in the car, drove exceptionally well. Look at that. 19 races, 12 wins, 27 podiums, and Sebastian was just the pole master. And so, of course, he won. Why there is a delay? A lot. A delay as in from you saying something until it happens, or if there's an audio delay. I have a 30-second delay on my streams for the obvious reason that if I say something stupid or somebody said something really rude in the chat or something, I can actually cancel the stream and, save the career that I've got. Career. Yes, it was indeed Mark Webber. And so, guys, this was a stunning car. Adrian Newey put so much brilliant technology into it. I can't remember. I feel like this might have been also the double diffuser or the F duct or something like that. Now, I think with the time available, why don't we just jump straight into it and give this puppy a spin. But, oh, there we go. She's good to go. Oh, did the game just crash? No. All right. Okay, again, headphone users, beware. Okay. I will tell you why this, I know, is the the double blown diffuser. Because you hear that noise? That was it blowing the exhaust out of the diffuser and creating extra downforce. Anyway, that's what anti-stall is, shall we? You hear that? That was it blowing the diffuser. Oh. I tell you what, it's going to be hard to go to those V6 turbos after this. Downshift protection. Ah, interesting. And so one thing that's for sure, the cars became easier to drive faster. Remember, I'm just warming up the tires still. Seeing what you can do. What about the W11? Yeah, it's coming. Was it the down flat, surely? Yep, easy flat. Trust me, it sounds way better in real life. Whoa! 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 Hello. Yes, anti-stall. Jeez, I was a bit ballsy there, I'll be honest with you. I didn't expect it to do that. Alright, she bites. I was getting too comfy. Forgot this is a Formula 1 car. She definitely rides the curbs better. More aerodynamic. I feel she can go faster, but more stable. Just got to remember at lower speed she bites. Let's see if I can go. Yeah, much faster than the F2004. But it doesn't feel like she has as much power. Wait, wait. Almost bit my head off there. There we go. Just hearing it blow that diffuser is hilarious. There we go. See, it's not as fast. I think this is maybe a high downforce package that's set up on this, because she would be hitting 300 here easy. So there's something wrong with the setup, but anyway. Okay, here's our last lap. But again, I think there's something wrong with the setup. It's not going as fast as I expect it to do. It should hit 300 down here. But just so much easier to carry speed through here. And again, the gearing, we could probably improve it to really be able to rev the nuts off of that diffuser. Nice. You see, I just touched the grass. Just touched the grass there. All right, well, that's going to happen when you push the limit with a car you don't know well. But easy to drive, man. Sounds pretty good. Be careful. See there? Strange. It just, for no reason, seems to want to just let go. Oh. Awesome. Now, I would love to spend more time with it, but I don't have too much time in the stream left because, yes, the actual qualifying is starting soon. And so we'll quickly jump into a replay just to have a bit of a sound of it. it definitely sounded way better in real life. So again, these are free mods, and so that's probably why it's sounding like that. Yeah, and that was just me being a twatsicle. Now remember, all safety systems are turned off here, so I mean, it's a Formula One car. Hey. All right. Shall we move on to now? There are much better V6 hybrids than the one we're going to play with now. But of course, we've got to give the modern Mercedes-Benz a go. Now, let me be clear, everybody. This car is fantastic. It is provided by Formula Ultra. Again, link is in the description. If you got a Assetto Corsa, you can give it a go. But this is the W17. So we're not going to drive the W11 today, but RD, I will do a W11 stream at some point if you want to check that out. So let me know in the comments. But yeah, so we're driving the Mercedes-Benz W17, the Formula Ultra 26 car. It is a free one. There are ones that you can pay $20 for that are way better. But you know what? Like I said, we're just having a bit of fun here. If you want to see any of this in a bit more detail, I would be very, very, very happy to set up a stream to show you all of that. But yeah, what do you think so far? Which one is your favorite? I have a sneaky suspicion that it's not going to be this one. Anyways. Now, I think the audio for this one's not that good. So it sounds a little bit like a TIE fighter, but anyway. Who knows? Maybe this is what they sound like. Now, importantly, have a look at that blue bar down there. That blue bar, oh, sounds terrible. That blue bar is how much energy I've got. So, of course, you can push the button to use it and double its power, basically. But let's get these tires warmed up. These cars are very sensitive to cold tires. Like that. Now these are medium tires. There, I just pushed the button for a second. See what I mean by it sounding like a TIE fighter? Now watch, I'm going to push the button. Watch what happens. Suddenly I've got a load of speed. Should be flat. Let's see. Yeah, easy. And then watch, the battery's going to restart the moment I cross the finish line. This is definitely a TIE fighter. I feel like Darth Vader. Oh, she wanted to let go there. There we go. It's definitely easier to drive. but I can tell you my spine isn't tingling. See how that just boost just suddenly makes you go so much faster? And then look, there's no more power. Okay, alright, well, yeah. Jump to this. Why not? Why not? Just have a look at it. It is obviously a technological marvel. And it doesn't sound that bad. I mean, I think this mod doesn't sound amazing. Maybe, I don't know, I've never sat in one of these. Maybe that's what they sound from a driver's perspective. It does sound realistic from outside, so maybe that is what they sound like. But remember, team, this mod is free. You can go and drive this in Assetto Corsa for $0. Yeah, now I wasn't using DRS, I wasn't using the active DRS or anything. It was just to give it a bit of a go, so a little bit of fun. Alrighty. Okay, so let's jump out here and then we'll summarize, shall we? We will summarize. Okay. So team, this was just a quick little splash and dash. I just wanted to show you a little bit of the differences between the original V6 turbo driven by Gerhard Berger in 1987. Then we went to 1991, again Gerhard Berger, but this time in his McLaren MP4-6, and that was the first V12. And I can tell you just by looking at the numbers in front of me, it was a 6-second difference in pole position from that V6 turbo to the V12. Then we go from 1991 to 2004. 2004, Michael Schumacher with his Ferrari F2004, and that was a V10 engine. That now did it 6 seconds faster again, this time from V12 to V10. So I see a bit of a pattern here. The less cylinders, no. And then we went to 2011 with Sebastian Vettel's Red Bull RB7, and that did it in 1 minute 30 seconds. With the V8s, and so it's 2 seconds slower than Michael Schumacher's time. And so that's right, those 2004 cars, they held the lap records for many years, and most of them were only beaten in the last couple of years by these new turbo hybrids with their hardcore downforce and stuff like that. So yeah, the question is, if you gave me a choice, I had to have one of those cars and forever hold my peace, I think it would be the McLaren. And I tell you why. Even though I blew up that Ferrari earlier, I love driving manual, and I think the sensation of driving that thing, such a legendary, beautiful thing. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, that Ferrari, there she is. That car, I would take that. The sound is amazing, but also just that manual gearbox. The F2004 didn't have that. But hey, I'd love to hear from you. What did you think of this? Do you want to drive these cars yourself? Check them out. Like I said, links are in the description below. Go and check them out. But hey, I enjoyed having you. Enjoy the Grand Prix if you're going to watch it now. And we'll catch up soon. See you soon. Ciao.